Mm. It's so cool to be here on a sunny Chicago day, right in front of a coffee shop here, sitting outdoors. I'm Ariel. Right now, we're in front of Bombastic Coffee here in the neighborhood of Wrigleyville slash Lakeview. The lines are a little bit blurry, but there are two neighborhoods right next to each other. We're close to the Wrigley Stadium, Wrigley Field. Hence, that's why they call it Wrigleyville. And I'm cooling down with a nice cold brew coffee from Bombastic. So let's try it out before we walk around this area that has really beautiful architecture and very beautiful thoroughfares with a lot of cool businesses around it. I'm Ariel, this is Urbanist, and let me know where you're watching from. Let me show you where I'm sitting right now. So we are about like 10 minutes or so from the downtown area, and here we have a beautiful movie theater called the Music Box, and look at the gorgeous architecture. We're gonna see some gorgeous architecture today. Some cool old neon signs as well. And there's the cafe in another historic building. By historic, I mean like 100 years old. And they officially consider this area Lakeville, according to the sign right over here. But we'll venture over to Lakeview. So welcome everyone to the live video. Hey, Jason says, I didn't recognize you without your baseball cap. Indeed. You know, I was shocked when I took a thumbnail for this live video. I was very shocked how different I look without the baseball cap and the sunglasses. Really good cold brew. Well, actually, pretty good. Not really good. I had a cold brew from a nearby place that really blew me away before I started the live video at Wrigley Field just before, it was called Osmium. It had an interesting name, but really mind-blowing coffee. This one is pretty good. It's nice and refreshing. And Faith says, you still look nice, Ariel, with or without the cap. Thank you so much. Queen Bee says, where are you? It's relatively quiet. We are in the north side of Chicago. So Chicago, there's north, south, and west, and downtown. There's no east side of Chicago because the east side of Chicago is water. It's Lake Michigan. South side is the place that has a little bit more of a controversial reputation. And then we have the west side, which we visited with the Timeout Market, at least part of it. And then a little bit further west, there's like the Puerto Rican neighborhood and the Italian neighborhood and the Ukrainian neighborhood. And now we're in the north side where there's Lincoln Park, there's the nearby zoo, there's Wrigley Field, which is only a 5-minute walk away. We're gonna walk that direction. And the lake is nearby as well. So Bruce says we're at the lakefront. Yeah, we're close to the lakefront, yes. Music Box is really cool, says Brian. Really cool art house cinema with an organ player. That's so cool. You know, I was very tempted to go into the Music Box. You know, I wish I can live stream movies or at least even a clip, because I would totally start it inside there and showed you the inside of that movie theater. I'm tempted to go at some point during my trip, but let me know if it's worth it. It seems, according to Brian, it's worth it. ¿Llevas de cuenta cuántos cold brews llevas bebido? Dice Mami. How many cold brews have you drunk? Manny, yo he perdido cuenta. Aquí en Chicago hay mucho caminando, so yo he tomado hasta 3 bebidas de cold brew. So bastante café aquí ha consumido y esto tiene bastante cafeína. Esto es más cafeína que espresso, un latte, un cappuccino, más cafeína que un café colado. So here there's a lot of walking to do in Chicago. I've drunk up to 3 cold brews. I've mostly done cold brews here because I just need a little bit of a less acidic coffee, but it has a lot more caffeine. It has the most caffeine out of lattes, out of cappuccinos, out of drip coffee. This has way more caffeine. I've drunk up to 3 of these. This is my 3rd one of the day. Bruce says it's all Greek to me. I can imagine. All right, everyone. So let's walk around. But before I do, I gotta get into the spirit of Wrigleyville. So let's get into the spirit of the nearby famous baseball stadium. I was about to say infamous because there was a curse given to it by a goat, but not so infamous. People really love it. Got a hideout so no one recognizes me. All right, there we go. All right, you guys ready? Ron says lots of canned coffees in Japan. There is indeed lots of canned coffees in Japan. There is that place I just mentioned. I will probably do a short video on it. Nearby does have canned coffee and it was really good. So I might do a short video of one of the best cold brews I've tried, or iced coffees I've tried. All right, let's go. Kay says, you look like you're on the run. Kay, you know, too many people nowadays are recognizing me on the streets, getting super TikTok famous. I gotta hide out from the crowds. Don't want to be bombarded by the public. This is such a gorgeous theater, so I assume this might be a protected building. But wow, look how old school it looks. Green Mill's a legendary jazz spot around Uptown. Capone used to hang out. Brian, yeah, so Green Mill, yeah, Capone, this was Capone's area, the north side of Chicago. He actually had a manor in the south side as well, but he had a lot of operations here, hung out here in the clubs as well. Not a good team by any measure. Faith says, what happened to Ariel? Who's that guy talking to us? I'm undercover. Shh, don't say my name too out loud. I'm trying to, you know, keep it incognito. DS says, wow, we got a triple play today. Pun intended. Ariel's back. Indeed. So we're going to take the long way around to Wrigley Field because I'm digging this thoroughfare right over here. Magandang umaga to Janice, Ronald, and all the Filipinos out there. Buenos días a todos los hispanos y españoles. Bienvenidos. Puede preguntarme cualquier cosa en español. Soy fluente. Oi tutubayan to all the Brazilians. Bonjour to like the 2 or 3 French people I have. I have a few French Canadians that tune in. Bonjour to all the French Canadians. Buongiorno to like the one Italian that still watches my videos. Hey, a waitress says, if you come across an Uber driver named Gary, tell him I said hello. That's oddly specific. Rosalind says, I'm off to bed now. No, Rosalind, don't go. You know, I've gotten some very interesting super chats in the past, but the award has to go right now to a waitress for the most oddly specific super chat thus far. So, I'm not sure if anyone can beat this. That's a very oddly specific super chat. So, by the pure happenstance that I do meet Gary, the Uber driver, I will say hello, oh waitress. I will. Will he know you by a waitress, or will I need to say your first name? Do let me know. Hey, and thank you so much for the $10 super chat. Let's go. I'm blown away by how clean this city is, says Diane. Yes, me too. I am blown away by this city and how clean it is. Compared to New York, this is a palace.
But I think maybe like I'll put Ray and John aside and then we both will like tag team.
Peggy says, I think all the Uber drivers were named Gary. Maybe in the Midwest, yeah. I think Gary's probably was a popular name for the baby boomer generation in the Midwest, I think. Just like Barbara is, or was. How much fun it was going to a baseball game. That surprised me. Negative surprise, not negative, but I would say a disappointment has been deep dish pizza. I have not fallen in love with deep dish as I have from the fond memories of coming here 12, 13 years ago. But there is a deep dish pizzeria nearby called Pequod's. Interesting name. Sounds like something very, something that one should not talk about. I'm taking a Pequod. And apparently that one is actually truly amazing. Bruce says the runs were okay. Well, you know, I think with the baseball stream, as I said at the end, if you don't care about the game, which frankly, I'm really not too interested in the actual game. It is fun buying standing tickets. As you can see in that last broadcast, you actually could get good seats at Wrigley Field by going on a standing ticket, which is $25 on game day, potentially cheaper if you buy beforehand. Eugene says, make Ariel happy and smash that like button. Yes. Smash it hard. Smash it like a grand slam. Grand slam that like button, since we are nearby one of the most famous baseball stadiums in the world. So you liked deep dish last time you were here, says yes. So I came here about 12 to 13 years ago. It was 2006, so that was... Wow, 16 years ago. Wow, it's been a long while. I fell in love with deep dish when I came here 16 years ago. I was blown away. I went to Lou Malnati's. But now that I came here again, didn't stir my senses like it did last time. So I heard that I would have to go to either like Pequod's, there's another place called Oven Grinder, or B, buy a small size, not personal size, because apparently personal size they tried to make it frozen. They give you a frozen pizza rather than a fresh one. I gotta wait until this light crosses because there's someone at the end playing very loud popular music, so bear with me. Jason says Chicago or Seattle. As I mentioned, I have a lot of good things to say about Seattle. It's a very beautiful city. But I am a person who loves vibrancy. I love historic architecture. And Chicago has Seattle beat in those two regards. Chicago does not have mountains, that's for sure. Does not have a beautiful bay, that's for sure. It doesn't have nature. You probably do have to travel quite a bit to get to nature. So Seattle has nature beat. But Chicago, much better for architecture and vibrancy. Anonymous 2 says, don't give up on the deep dish. I'll do my best, Anonymous, yeah. Sweet Home Chicago is a famous blues song. Are you going to try any Puerto Rican food while you're here, says DS. I will try a Puerto Rican place. I try to reach out to two Puerto Ricans here that one of them is a tour guide and another one is a YouTuber. They both haven't responded, so I might need to go solo. I'm a little bit bummed because those guys seem very cool. Maybe, crossing fingers, maybe they'll respond. Otherwise, I'll do definitely a Puerto Rican food adventure here because there's a substantial Puerto Rican community here in Chicago. Mater says, I heard that Chicago's known for the pizza puff. I have not encountered a pizza puff. I'm not sure what that is, Mater. If anyone can let me know. I know some a restaurant called Oven Grinder does pizza pot. So it's basically, it's like a deep dish, but a little bit more pie-like. Even more pie-like than a deep dish. Queen Bee says Luis Augusto is in New York. Yes, he is the YouTuber I'm referring to. Oh, he's still in New York. Okay, that's why. Oh, that's unfortunate. Dwayne says, I can't wait to try, for you to try Polish food. Yeah, let me know if there's good Polish food in Lakeview / Wrigleyville, or if there's a unique hot dog place. Deep dish was a little bit of a wait, so I would need to do a dedicated broadcast to that. But yeah, let me know if there's Polish food or hot dogs in this area that I should consider popping by. Ooh, it's windy. Jason said, I loved your video on the waterfront of Seattle getting lost. Oh yeah, that was a lot of fun. All right, let's get to the train station and do a roundabout. There's very beautiful residential streets here. Place looks like Brooklyn, says Ron. Yep, I feel like I'm in Brooklyn right now. Oh, we got a CBD store right over here. And it's windy here in the Windy City. Uh-oh. Oh. Okay, someone was playing some very loud, popular music. So someone just said it's 420 somewhere. There's actually a bakery nearby that apparently sells baked goods with CBD and apparently THC as well. That's interesting. I didn't know that was legal here because it's not in New York. People for a time were selling CBD baked goods, but New York actually put a stop to that. So that's kind of cool. It's a place called Wake and Bake, and it's within walking distance. So if we pass by, maybe I'll stop inside. So right next, we're really close to an area called Lincoln Park, and there's the Lincoln Park Zoo. And ironically, the popular music that was playing passed by was the band Lincoln Park. This is the end. Cue "This Is the End" by Lincoln Park. Oh, old school ad for McDonald's. Robert says, you picked such a great day to go to the Cubs game. It was the biggest win in Cubs history. What? Really, Robert? 21 is a big score. So interesting. Thank you so much, Robert. So everyone, I captured history. It was the 108th anniversary of Wrigley Field, and apparently the Cubs won the biggest score in their history. Gigi says Urbanist brought them good luck. Yep.
You did what?
Unlike William Sianis, the Greek immigrant who tried to bring a goat inside, was rejected, and he cursed upon the Cubs that they shall never win again. I was rejected from coming inside with my backpack with my gimbal, but I took the higher road and decided not to curse the Cubs, but to bestow upon them good luck. Because the guys were just doing their job keeping the game secure. Hence the ban of backpacks and selfie sticks. So there's popular stores here. There's a lot of breweries here in Lakeview. We got Madewell, we got Bonobos, Warby Parker. That's where I get my glasses. Susie says, I'm just glad it wasn't the Yankees that they crushed. Oh, yeah. Yankees probably are a lot harder to beat. No offense to the Pirate fans out there. So Matt says, Lakeview is the most populous community in the city with over 100,000 residents. Today it has many young residents. I can see that. Thank you so much, Matt. Yeah, I can see that. A lot of cool stores as well here. Ron says, Utah Jazz needs my luck. Is that basketball, Ron? Ooh. Beautiful sculpture. This is Judd Nelson, the actor, I guess, letting go. So the star of Breakfast Club apparently made this sculpture. Judd Nelson, letting go. Good job, Judd Nelson. Good job. Are there any beaches in Chicago? There is, DS. Yeah, there's beaches. We're actually close to the beach area of Chicago here at Lakeview. So this is the Brown line. Susie says Judd Nelson was great in Billionaires Boys Club. Ah, interesting. They do call Chicago the Windy City. It ain't disappointing. Who's your favorite actor or actress from Chicago? Asked Dwayne. I don't know too many off the top of my head. Let me know. Director, there's John Hughes. I'm not sure if he's from Chicago proper, but a lot of his movies is set in Chicago or the nearby suburbs. Go this way. Ron says, have you encountered any British style meat pies? No. I've only seen chicken pot pie, which I made a short video on TikTok and Facebook. Dolores says John Cusack is your favorite. Canyon says Bill Murray. Oh, is Bill Murray a Chicagoan? Someone earlier asked, is there Irish restaurants? Irish restaurants in general are very rare in the U.S., despite Chicago indeed having an Irish history, like New York. I'm not sure if there's recent Irish immigration like the Bronx has in New York City. You might find Irish pubs. I think you definitely will find Irish pubs. But when it comes to Irish restaurants, I think that's a little bit more tough. Dwayne says, have you had any Mexican food in Chicago? Not yet. So the term Chicano apparently comes from Chicago. It means a Mexican Chicagoan. And that term has gone to mean a Mexican American overall.
Yeah.
Un Chicano. So Chicago has apparently very good Mexican food. I have not had any yet. So a few people are saying this reminds you of New York City. Yep. Yep, this looks straight out of New York City. Angela says, "Are you sure you're not in Borough Park, Brooklyn?" You would think this is south of Brooklyn, yeah. So Dwayne says Chicago has a sizable Mexican population. It does indeed. I think we're middle of the residential streets. Usually elevateds run through avenues, but this one runs through the middle, above people's backyards. There's a very big one. Bad service. Oh no. Okay, good service now. There's a very big hot dog for some weird reason. It's gigantic, so do watch your eyes, and viewer discretion is advised. Hard to fit. Oh, sorry. Train first, then hot dog. Look at that train. Ooh, it's a nice train.
I thought there was dinner involved. Seabird! Oh my gosh! Seabird! Dear little Seabird! Hey! You guys
So yeah, huge wiener of Chicago, gigantic Chicago wiener. Massive Johnson. This is so weird. Why is there a random hot dog in the middle of a residential street? Avenue is just a random hot dog. A hot dog. You guys have been doing this for years. Hot dog trucks. Oscar Mayer, famous hot dog company. Faith says it's looking sharp. Indeed it is. They were giving away like little... service here. But here's the train passing right in the backside of a lot of people's backyards. Wow. Ron says it's one of the most popular advertising trucks. Yeah, at least in the US. Along with the Blimpy Blimp, which I think doesn't really exist anymore because there's no more Blimpy sandwich fast food places. Hey, a waitress says, according to Hawkeye, the best for ribs is Adam Ribs at the Dearborn Station in Chicago. Oh, waitress, are you referring to Hawkeye the superhero, or is that like another person you're referring to? Interesting. Some Chicago ribs. That sounds good about right now. The scene reminds me of Blues Brothers, says Dwayne. Oh, cool, Dwayne. Hawkeye from MASH. Okay, so that I don't know. That is a show that predates my time. It's a show from many, almost a century ago. Don't know too much about MASH. Bruce says it was before Hawkeye, the Marvel superhero. Yeah, look how beautiful these stone buildings are. They're like gray stones rather than brown stones. Huh. Inspire Life says, are you near Oak Park? Ooh, I don't know where Oak Park is. Leela says a century ago. Yes, smash, a century ago. Wasn't that a silent film? MASH. Didn't Charlie Chaplin, didn't he star in MASH? Patrick says, are you going to the highest building here? Where is the highest building here in Lakeview? That, I don't know. I don't know about it. You can check out Frank Lloyd's Wright house in Oak Park. Oh, I think that's a different area of Chicago. That might be the south side. A waitress says Adam's Ribs is fictional. It's not a real place. Oh no. Bruce says Greystone is also common at the Rock Island Arsenal in Illinois. Ah, interesting. That's why they're using these gray stones. This is a good question. Do the Great Lakes have an island? Does Lake Michigan have any islands? Now I'm curious.
There's better ways to spend a Saturday.
Robert says the Great Lakes have many islands. Ooh, interesting. Canyon says there's one in Wisconsin. Ooh. A waitress says, good question, never thought about that. Yeah, I never thought about islands in the Great Lakes. Laura says it's very clean. Oh yeah. Very clean city. I mean, no garbage on the streets. Look at that. New York City has to learn from. Ron says, how about Lake Titicaca? And isn't that one very like wide? Han says, are you going to visit Polka? Bad service here for some reason. Not sure why the service. That's weird. It's Urbanist Exploring Cities. Yeah, on YouTube. Yeah.
I might have to give her a follow.
Yeah, definitely. You guys from Chicago?
No,
No?
we're actually just visiting.
Visiting. Oh, Exploring Cities. Urbanist. Yeah. Yeah, I stream his. Yeah. Yeah, thank you so much. Have a good day, guys. Not sure what's happening. Came for the baseball game. Said hello. So here, there's bad service. Inspire Life says, did they sneak up behind you? Yeah, I think they were walking behind me. Ron says it's the ghost haunting the stream. It's so weird. I wonder what is impeding the cell phone reception here. There's no underground lines. Yep, we're hitting upon a dead zone. Oh, Waitress says, am I using 5G? No, using LTE. 5G isn't stable enough for live streaming. Dwayne says, this does look like a lot like Brooklyn. Yep, with the one exception that this actually has alleyways, which Brooklyn doesn't. Hence, that's why there's no garbage here in the streets. So here's the divvy bikes. And now we reach the other thoroughfare. I think now we should be in Wrigleyville, or at least very close. Nathan says, come back to Ireland in the near future. Oh yes, I would love to. And here we are.
Got across here.
Yahya says, if I were you, Ariel, I would not return to New York. It's become too dangerous. Unfortunately, yes, New York is having some issues. Dwayne says, why doesn't New York have alleyways? Well, not the entire city. There's parts of Queens that have alleyways. So it's not devoid completely of alleyways. But Manhattan, at least, and parts of Brooklyn don't have alleyways because they never built alleyways. They never accounted for alleyways. Wow, this is a busy area. Bruce says the firehouse is a great stop. Cool. So what is this overpass over here? Is that the new train, elevated train line, the rail? Let me know. That's so cool. So here we're on a four-way intersection. Well, every intersection is four ways basically. But no, this is more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Six-way intersection. Faith says, now we're in Astoria. It kind of looks like Astoria, yeah. Except there's no train lines that run through the residential streets in New York, which I think there should be. Doreen says, as opposed to a New York intersection? Yeah, five-way intersections are very rare. Six-way intersections are very rare in New York. They're very rare. I can't really name any off the top of my head. Will you be going to any blues clubs, says Dwayne. I am tempted to go to one of the blues clubs here, or one of the jazz clubs. Tempted. Robert says it reminds you of Boston. Yeah. Wow, this is packed right here. So game day, this area is popping. Maybe it's popping every Saturday, let me know. But it seems there's a lot of Cubs shirts. I don't see any Pirates shirts. And someone's playing, there's some live music in one of these. A lot of people. Patricia says, especially on game day, it gets packed. Okay. Yeah, I can see that. No wonder. Ernest says, go White Sox. Oh no. Ernest, I don't think you can say that too out loud in this area. It's like saying go Yankees in Queens. You can't do that, Ernest. Yeah, keep the W word quiet over here. Look at that. Short behind you. There we go, some live music and a photo bomber over here. America's Next Top Model. There we go. All right. So live music, that's awesome. Great environment, says on Honesty. Yep, very lively. And I saw my entire trip in Seattle. Wow. A lot of people waiting. bar and people have. Diane says vulgar photobomb. Indeed. Uh-oh. We got a guy trying to start a fight with the cops. So let me know, what's Chicago's reputation with people and drinking? New York really doesn't have a bad reputation with people and drinking, except in some parts. You hang out in the bars where there's a lot of New Jerseyans or Long Islanders, and yeah, there's more fighting in those bars. Let me know, what's Chicago's reputation with drinking? We got a place called Dueling Pianos, or a place called Sluggers, and they have dueling pianos. Dwayne says, how packed do hockey games get? Oh, I don't know. Mighty Bull says, looking good, thank you. Hey, Mighty Bull, thank you so much, I appreciate that. Ernest says, Chicago has a bad reputation with drinking. Well, I mean, we just passed by a guy who tried to start a fight with a police officer, and his friend stopped them. And the police were laughing because they were like, what is this guy doing? Like, we're cops. Face says there was a nasty guy. Yes, that dude was indeed photobombing me. Very lewd. lewd gestures. Wow, there's a lot of people. So Mandy recommends I go to Wiener Circle and ask for ketchup on my Chicago dog. Mandy, are you trying to get me deported from Chicago? Kicked out from the city? Oh yeah. Robert says, are you going to the south side of Chicago for a White Sox game? Should I complete the circle? White Sox, they're not like as famous as the Cubs.
It was more that Reed Alley or the alley.
Ron says, Wiener Circle was featured on Conan. Ooh, really? Where's the hot dog place? Mandy says, it would be entertaining for us when they start yelling at you. Indeed it would be, yes, indeed it would be. And here we're back at Wrigley Field. Lots of people crowding the train station down there. Dwayne says, sorry, but ketchup on the hot dog is an abomination. A stain upon the humanity. A transgression upon human nature. Okay, where are the hot dogs at? Hot dog, where you at? Go to Wiener Circle for hot dogs, says Omar. Where's the Wiener Circle? Please don't search that up on Google. You might get something not hot dogs. Don't search it up. You might get something that you won't like. Don't search up also the word lemon party with Wiener Circle. Where's the Wiener Circle? There's a camera on that corner. It says, Susan, oh, there's a Earth Cam. Cool, that's awesome. Inspire Life says, "Where's the Starbucks? Oh, we're no longer in Seattle. We can disregard Starbucks." Roxanne says, "Go Portillo's." Oh yeah, some chocolate cake. Ooh, that sounds good right now. Back behind you, 2700 Clark Street. Cool. Would it be super packed? Probably super packed right now. Let's see. (2622) Clark Street. So this way or this way. So the direction I was already walking or backtracking. This is Addison right here. Queen Bee says it's overrated. Oh, okay. It's overrated. All right. Well, listen to Queen Bee. She knows. Robert says it's a good option at McDonald's. Oh yes, Robert. Of course, we can't deny a good Mickey D's here, and where the Mickey D's headquarters is located. Hey, the wind is stirring up. Oh, indeed. I had to let go of my cover and take off my hat. I got mute. Oh my God, there's. Everyone, slam that like button right now. There was some popular music playing. I had to mute every time there's popular music. Otherwise I get demonetized. I can mute it later, but it kind of sucks when I have to mute a bunch of videos after the fact. What is this little house here? John says Wrigley Field is the second oldest stadium. Yes, we for this broadcast. A lot of people waving. I can only imagine how celebrities feel when like everyone's waving at you and you can barely keep up. That's how I feel right now. Ooh, splendid ice creams. Dolores says a lot of people in shorts. What's the temp? The temperature is 81 degrees Fahrenheit right now. Pretty hot. But luckily it's windy, so it cools down a bit. Omar says, good place, has long lines. Oh yeah, I can see that. Hey, how's it going? This is a live video. YouTube. Have a good day. I'm not sure if anyone, there's a few people out here who watched long enough to see my Paris live streams back in 2019. I went to Paris, and this was only on Facebook. Some of the replays are posted on Urbanist Bonus page on YouTube. So when I was walking the Champs-Elysees at night, I had boulevards of the world. And there was a guy who stopped right in front in a very fancy BMW. And he was like, hey, how are you? What are you doing right now? I'm like, oh, I'm doing a live video. Just like this guy right here that asked me from this big truck. And he was like, oh, awesome, come. Just like this guy. And then he invited me to go on a ride. Of course I didn't take it. That was very shady. But I feel like this guy was about to do the same exact thing. He was like, hey, come in. Big Pizza, best mac and cheese pizza in the city. What? Is mac and cheese pizza here? Oh, I see hot dogs. Ooh, no, I see hot dogs. Mac and cheese pizza or hot dogs? Hard decision. Kay says, oh, I remember that. Oh, I'm glad you remember that. Lots of music. I gotta meet. You're right. So here we have a historic music venue, the Metro. This is now a music venue, but historic theater. Really beautiful architecture. Look at that. It used to be called the North Side Auditorium Building. Beautiful. All right, let me know. Are these hot dogs any good? I'm curious. Are they any good? They seem to have some chili dogs. This seems like really old school. Really old school. Wrigleyville hot dogs. Any good? Worth it? This is like really old school. Look at that. The sign, the drive-through. Wow. This is like going back in time. Back in the olden days of the 1980s. Brian says, best dogs are divey spots. They never look nice. It's good, but not as good as Wiener Circle. Never had it, but the top picture is a hot dog. Yeah, it is indeed. Wrigleyville sounds familiar. Oh, that's interesting. Hot dogs are good as long as they don't have ketchup on them. Nostalgic for sure. All right, let's try it out. This is really old school. Oh my god. You guys online?
Yeah, sorry.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Like, imagine what you're doing. I've got scars on my face from my skills.
Renee, thank you so much for the 1,900 Chilean pesos. It's like $2 or $3. Renee says do a Chilean style or South American style with avocado. That's not so popular here. I'm not sure if there even is a place with avocado. Maybe some type of Latin American place.
Hey, how's it going? Mozzarella some water and also
It's a buzzer. We're both ready.
oh, cool.
121.
For here is fine, yeah. Thank you so much.
Hey, I like a Chicago style hot dog.
Sure, to go for here.
For here.
Okay, 573. Thank you. Here you go.
Thank you so much.
Cup and bottle.
Yeah.
May I help you?
All right. Let's try a Chicago style hot dog, shall we? I'm gonna wait for it. Renee says the Valentine's Day massacre happened nearby. It did happen nearby. Yeah. We're close to that neighborhood as well.
195.
I'll find the place soon. But yeah. Omar, thank you so much for tuning in. Appreciate it. Irish says, not sure how they do it, but Italian beef dip it. I wouldn't come here for roast beef. I think here is good enough for a hot dog. I'm getting the vibe that this is not a place for.
196, hot dog.
Yeah. Thank you so much. Thank you. All right. Let's try this out. All right. Birdie says 4 stars on Google. Okay, that's good. All right, here we have a Chicago. What? Where's my ketchup? Where's the ketchup? So we have the neon green relish. We have a huge pickle. Oh, we're in the pickle, guys. We have a lot of mustard, slathered in mustard, Vienna beef sausage hot dog, and a poppy seed hot dog bun. That's so interesting. Huh. The waitress says, no ketchup. Don't deconstruct, says Brian. It'll be hard to deconstruct this. Yeah. I'll show you the cross section soon. Let's try this out. All right, hot dog. It's spicy. Well, yeah, pretty spicy.
Sorry, Dad.
I'm not sure what is making it spicy. I like the bun. The bun is soft. The relish here is truly neon green. Why is the relish neon green? I've had plenty of hot dogs with relish in my life. I love relish. First time I've seen the neon green. Kenya says it's the Spio peppers. Interesting. Okay, so there's some peppers in here. So it's this one. There was 2 of them. I ate one of them fully. This is the second one. I'm not gonna eat this. Don't like it spicy. I didn't know Chicago hot dogs were spicy. That's so interesting. It's pretty good. I dig it. It was a good classic Chicago hot dog. Rex says they're Chicago short peppers. Interesting. Patricia says I don't like the neon green relish. It's truly neon green. Oh, sorry. Is that a deep dish hot dog? No. Here's the cross section. That's a hot dog. There's certain foods you can't mess with, says Wayne. Really? Yeah. I mean, this could use some pineapple and ketchup. Just saying. Just put some pineapple there, some ketchup. There you go. You truly have a masterpiece right here. Consider it, Chicagoans. Pineapple and ketchup. They have a snap? No, not too much of a snap. Is that a wiener or a winner? It's okay. I've tried some excellent hot dogs before. This is not one of them. It was a okay run-of-the-mill hot dog. You can see by my face, I'm very enthused. Yeah, I'm not so enthused. Sorry, Chicagoans. Is there like a place where they have like really good quality meats, like a good, maybe a Polish sausage might be a little bit better and more like interesting. A waitress says, compared to a New York hot dog, there's some great New York hot dogs. This does not compare to Criff dogs, which in my opinion is the best New York hot dog that there is. Wait till you taste the pizza, says Renee. Yeah, I mean, I've had the same lukewarm response to the pizza. But I was impressed by the tavern style that I had the other day. Yesterday. So check out yesterday's broadcast. Tavern style pizza did really blow me away from a place called Candlelight in the Time Out Market. Inspire Life says mac and cheese pizza next. I don't think so.
Right. So just
View Time says, have you tried Giordano's? Yeah, that was the one that kind of wasn't too good. I tried a personal style, and apparently a few people told me in the comments that if you order personal size pizza, at least in Giordano's and maybe also in Lumanalti's, they give you frozen pizza. It's not made fresh. It tasted that way, so I don't know. Maybe I'm gonna try Pequod's or Oven Grinder next and go order a small, even though it'll be too big for me to eat it solo. I'm gonna try it. See if there's a good Chicago deep dish out there. So stay tuned. I might just do one, at least one more to give it a chance. Let me know if you have any other recommendations. Diana says, if you keep walking, you'll hit Byron's, which are pretty good. Oh, that's good to hear. Mandy says Luminati is better. I was disappointed by Luminati's, but I got personal style. So maybe the personal size is not the way to eat a Chicago deep dish. I am assuming that's what people told me in the comments. I don't know 100% for sure if it was frozen, but I can tell you it tasted a little bit frozen. So let's go to our final stop, which is Alta Vista Historic District, right over here. This is, many of these row houses were built in the 1900s in order to emulate the neighborhoods of London. So let's walk around. Queen Bee says, have you gone to Portillo's yet? No. So I would love to go to Portillo's to try that cake, that chocolate cake. It looks good. Montana Bee says, ooh, hasta vista. Yes, hasta la vista, baby. Lynn says, Portillo's hot dogs are supposed to be the best. Okay, I'll keep an open mind. I'm not so enthused by fast food generally, but here in Chicago, I'll keep an open mind for at least one more deep dish and at least one more hot dog. Oh, this is already looking very pretty. So this is Tavista Terrace right here. This kind of looks like, wow. It reminds me of Cobble Hill, actually, which is Al Capone's home neighborhood. I guess Al Capone felt like home coming here to Chicago. So if people don't know, Al Capone is one of the most notorious gangsters of the 1900s here in Chicago. Countless movies have been made about him. He appears in Boardwalk Empire. The Untouchables is an Academy Award winning film about him. Tom Hardy recently made a film about him called Capone. And he was known for his ruthlessness and also known for being a great communicator and a great kind of guy who got good publicity. But he was also very barbaric in the way that he caused some major massacres like the Valentine's Day Massacre. He also apparently beat a man to death in person. That's depicted in many of the films. And Cobble Hill is where he grew up, which I've shown before. Search up Cobble Hill Urbanist. And it kind of looks like this. So I assume he felt like home coming to these areas of Chicago. So let's read this over here. And it says, Alta Vista Terrace District displays a lively variety of architectural styles and details. Every townhouse on one side is duplicated with minor variations and the diagonal opposite end of the block. The distinctive human scale creates a unity and harmony rarely found elsewhere in the city. Made into a landmark in 1971. Renee says he also believed in ghosts. Really? That's interesting. Oh, I gotta read about that. Thank you so much for letting me know, Renee. And Ron says, and he was caught by taxes. Yes. So the eventual demise of Al Capone was that he ended up getting syphilis. And that syphilis was cause cognitive decline. So by the end of his life, he was basically had the intellect of a little kid. He was known for being very smart, but the disease rotted his brain. He was serving a prison sentence for tax evasion. He didn't get charged for murder. He didn't get charged for alcohol trafficking, for smuggling. He didn't get charged for beating a man to death, apparently. He didn't get charged for any of those heinous crimes, nor for making a massacre. But he did get charged for tax evasion. Wow, this is beautiful. This is cool. Yeah, to see all these variety of architecture. This is awesome. I dig it. Antonio says Al Capone gives Italians a bad name. So Al Capone actually did not like being called Italian. He thought it was rather derogatory. He wanted to just be known as being just an American. So yeah, he did not like identifying with Italians. And I think Al Capone is an interesting case because while a lot of mafiosos are tied to the old country of Italy and organizations like La Cosa Nostra, the mafia, Al Capone really wasn't. He was kind of his own thing. He didn't thrive in a city like New York or Boston. Renee says his wife was Irish. Yeah. Wow. So we got Tudor style right over here. Like a Greek revival. Is there federal here? Let's see. Federal, colonial? No colonial, but lots of Greek and Romanesque and Tudor. Marco says Al Capone lived on the south side. Indeed he did, but he had a lot of operations here in the north side. And the Valentine's Day Massacre happened here. His famous club, the Green Mill, is over here, still operating today. Beautiful homes. Wow. I love it. That was great. That was the Tavista historic district here. A lot more historic buildings here. Beautiful. John says South Chicago is a bad neighborhood. Yes, it has that reputation. You should visit the Green Mile Jazz Club. I'm tempted to do so. Joe says, I was just watching your baseball video. Oh, I'm so glad you were watching, Joe. Hope you enjoyed that baseball video. So yeah, beautiful area. That's a gorgeous little historic district. Reminds me a lot of Brooklyn. I hope you enjoyed this broadcast. I hope you enjoyed the baseball game previous to this. It was fun going to Wrigley Field, and this was Wrigleyville and Lakeview. A lot of cool things to do here. And there's, as people mentioned, there's the Green Mill Jazz Club. The Music Box Theater looks cool. There's the Metro music venue. And there's a lot of cafes and restaurants as well. So thank you everyone so much for tuning in. It's easily accessible by the red line and the brown lines. I think the purple lines are also nearby. And only 10 minutes away from downtown Chicago. I'll be back tomorrow at 4 p.m. for a Chicago live stream. And then Thursday and Friday will be the last 2 Chicago live streams. So we have 3 more left scheduled live streams. Stay tuned everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in today. And if you want to lend your support to Urbanist, you can go to patreon.com/Urbanist. If we get 200 patrons by June 1st, I will be showing you really cool places in Europe. So feel free to become a patron, patreon.com/Urbanist. And I'll show you some cool European sites early summer. Keep being awesome and always keep on exploring. Have a good day, everyone. Bye-bye. Bye-bye from Chicago.